Now that you've received your proposal from Jeff, I'd like to go over a few things. First thing you might notice is that the proposal from Jeff and the proposal from Howard are slightly different. That's just because we have different formats. The design work, engineering, and what we plan to do and why we plan to do it, it's all the same. They just look a little bit different. Now your proposal will have three components. You'll have the narrative part, which is right here. Then you'll have a drawing, which looks like this. This is where the components go and what they are. And then of course there's the pricing. They're all important to understand to evaluate your proposal. So first thing I'd like to go over is the narrative part of your proposal. Here we see a link, and the link is very important. Once you go to the link, it'll take you to a web page that describes what these shear transfer ties are and why they're being installed. So if we come down here, here's a description of the different types. Here it shows you what they do. Here's a photograph of one. Here's an alternate type. Here's another alternate type. So here, if you really want to know the science and really think about it, you can find that right there. And then over here we have the drawing, and the drawing tells you what the component is and where it's supposed to go. For example, we just looked at the page on shear transfer ties in the narrative proposal. So we look at a shear transfer tie. It's going to be located here. And it's also in the legend, you'll find it here. So wherever you see that line right there is a shear transfer tie. So we know there's a shear transfer tie over here, there's one over here, there's one over here, there's one over here, there's one over here. Now, all the retrofit components, these shear transfer ties, for example, are being put in where they're being put in for a very particular reason. It's all based on the engineering that we use to design your retrofit. The same thing here, we have tension ties. A tension tie is put on an addition to keep the addition from falling off or being pushed into the backyard of a house. So these go on each end. How those work is found in the narrative part of the proposal. And again, that links to a web page that will really give you an in-depth description of what these tension ties do. Same thing to do with these floor-to-floor connectors right here. You see the floor-to-floor connectors, you come over here, and you see them right here. So everything that you'll find in the legend, you'll find over here. Everything that you find here, you should also find here. And then finally, of course, there's the pricing. So whatever you see here in terms of quantity, so let's say there's 28 foundation anchors in this drawing. You come over here and you'll see 28 foundation anchors listed in the estimate, and then you'll find a price. And finally, I'd like to go over our professional highlights. And those are the achievements we've made in the field of seismic retrofitting. For example, we've been on national TV. We've been on KQED Channel 9. We've been on KGO TV. We've been on the News Hour with Jim Lair. And we've taught classes for, say, the Association of Bay Area Governments. And rather than just tell you these things, we actually give you some sort of proof. For example, if you were to find out, did Howard actually teach a class for the Association of Bay Area Governments, we give you a link to their website and you can see a course that we taught for them. So we've achieved a lot and we're very proud of that, and we want you to know about it so that you feel like you're in good hands. And finally, we have our references here. We try to provide you with references that are professional references. If you want to find out if we were pleasant to work with and we showed up on time and we cleaned up, etc., you can go to our Yelp reviews for that. But if you want to know from people whether we know what we're doing or not, we like for you to talk to our professional references. I hope this video helped you understand your proposal. If you have any questions, please contact Jeff at bayarearetrofit.com.